Hey folks, Russ Bailey here. You know, for the past couple of months, you've been hearing us talk about the BrushPile Companion App. Today, instead of just talking about it and talking about some of the features, want to show you some of the things that it actually does. Maybe this will make it easier for you to use, but it's a really cool app. You know, we've been doing some tweaks here and there, and we're going to keep doing that. But I want to show you where we're at so far. And again, before we proceed with this, keep in mind, this app is totally free for you. It doesn't cost you anything. And for a fisherman, it is a really cool thing to have on your phone. So what we'll do, get started here. Just open up the app, bring our logo. Now, the first thing that you're going to see on here is all of our shows, okay? And it will always start with the latest episode. So it's the newest one that we've got out. Here it's Caddo Lake with Brian Carter. But you can click on any of these shows and it'll bring up the show in its entirety. Again, totally free to watch. You pick whichever one you want, and it goes all the way back to series 1, so you can watch any of the shows that you want. What we're going to do is scroll up, and this next little section here is all of our sponsors. And this will scroll through. It'll have every sponsor that we have. You can click on that. It'll take you directly to their website. A lot of times they've got specials, or we may be running some specials. But as you can see, it's going through on its own. But you can do it manually. You can stop, click on one of those. It'll take you straight to the sponsor site. So that's another cool feature, especially if you see products on a show that we're using. You think, man, I'd like to get some of those. This is your easiest way to get there. So now, scroll more, and this is, personally, this is my favorite one, okay? This is your fishing log. Now, as you can tell, I'm an old timer, and many of my buddies out there, you guys are old timers. We used to, when we go fishing, keep an actual manual log. It was a notebook. We put down what we did or whatever. You don't have to do that now. Everything is kept right here. So what I've done, I've just clicked View More. It'll bring you a plus here. You hit that plus, and it's going to bring the lake information. And say I'm fishing at Buckeye Lake today. So I'll punch in Buckeye Lake. Buckeye. Hit next. And now it'll bring you equipment that I've used in the past is already going to show up here, or you can do it manually. But let's say we'll use my Signature Series rod that day, and we use some fin spins. Just that easy. We've added those. When you get the equipment you've added, you hit next, and it brings you to the date. So we've got today's date. The fish caught, we can add, of course, some crappie. So we add that. Now, you also have notes, and in the notes you can put water temperature, you can put air temperature, wind direction, wind speed, barometer. There's so many different things that you can use on that, but type in whatever you want on the notes, and when you're done, go to the next, and now that's all been saved for you. So now, next year around this time, if I want to say, hey man, I know I fished Buckeye last year, you bring it up, all your notes are in there, everything's saved, color, equipment, you know, conditions, everything's there. So again, that's a real neat feature. That's my favorite personal. But if we keep scrolling, the next section is your tournament schedule. Now, we're going to be adding tournament trails, especially local clubs and everything like that, but it'll have all your tournament information on there. You can see we're scrolling through there now. So again, the tournament section, and we'll constantly be adding to that. Your crappie information. What this is articles or video clips we have from pro staff members or some of the guides across the country. You could just clip on one of those or click on it, and there we have a William Phillip article. And just, again, anything information-based we want to put in here. So we keep scrolling. This is another neat section. So say that you've watched one of our shows, and say it was on Grenada, Mississippi with John Harrison. I'm not sure why you would want to hire John, but just say that you do, okay? So when you bring up the fishing guide section, what it's going to do, it's going to have the guides that are closest to where you're at now, okay? But I'm in Ohio, and I want to look up John Harrison. So what I'm going to do is go up there and just change where I'm at. This will bring up all the guides. You can also put in your location. If you want to put Mississippi, it'll bring you all the guides that we have in Mississippi. This is actually all of them. So let's just punch in Mississippi. Okay, Mississippi comes up. Mississippi, USA, that's what we want. And right now you're seeing all the guides that we have on our app from Mississippi. We got Thomas Jackson, Brian Cleveland, Tony Hughes, Warren Cotton, John Harrison, Austin Pierce, Carson Pierce. Some of these are catfish guys. But now say we talked about John Harrison. So if I want to book a trip, first of all, I can click on John. It'll bring up his bio, what lakes that he guides on. All of his information's there, which is really cool. And this is the neatest thing. Everything, again, right here on this app. So I've looked at this. Yep, this is the man I want to book. Hit the phone there, and you're going to be able to call John Harrison, and you can book a trip right there through the app. So another very, very cool detail. So now what we're going to do is look at the menu that we talked about earlier. We've got our home page, okay? But we also have the log you can go directly to. You can go directly to the shows, any offers that we may have. But then right here, if you open up the bar there, it'll bring you to this page and you can get everything, but we've added some things. Now all of our podcasts and our video podcast right there, boom, everything crappie related, you've got it right here on this app. So again, keep in mind, the one thing we didn't talk about was the weather information. Wherever you're at, click on weather, it's going to bring you that local weather forecast. So this is a true fishing companion app that we talked about. And keep in mind, we're continuously tweaking things, adding things. So again, completely free. And hopefully this brought some information to you and you know now, hey, this is something I definitely want on my phone. So again, just wanted to bring you the info, not just talk about the app, but show you some of the features. Hope you enjoyed it, folks.